Morning everybody, here we go, another Webby Sports Roundup. It is interview time, Tuesday morning. Big Tel, one number two, morning Tel.
Morning.
And this gentleman here I have known for 20 odd years. Mike, how are you?
Nice to see you, mate.
Nice to see you again, big man.
Right,
absolutely
so,
super.
Right.
When I knew that he was here on the island again, then Terry says to me, listen, got a friend, he knows you very well, vice versa, knows my son very, very well. Used to live on the island many, many moons ago. Tennis coach, everybody remembers Mike Thorpe, used to look after the kids over in CAIXESBBXXX, football coach and everything. Top fella. I said, you've got to get him on. So Terry kindly brought him over this morning and we're going to interview him, find out where he's been, what he's been doing, etc, etc. Mike, it really is superb to see you.
Lovely to see you, Webby.
Obviously superb. Now, you're a big Mackems fan. Now, what I usually like to hear, first and foremost, is tell all the viewers your start. How did you start supporting Sunderland with your dad, granddad, and what have you? Give us a bit of info on that, please.
Well, I'm born and bred Newcastle, so obviously I should have been a Geordie, okay?
Yeah.
But my nana and granddad lived in South Shields,
Okay.
which you've got Newcastle, South Shields, and then you've got Sunderland.
Yeah.
And I think for one reason, my granddad says, come on, let's go and watch Sunderland play. So I was about 6, 7 years old. He took me to Roker Park with my dad. And that was it, really, the red and white. And
Yeah.
the first game you ever see, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You're hooked. And then a few years later, won the F.A.C.T, 1973, which, by the way, Newcastle have won a trophy since 1973. Sunderland were the last North East team to win a trophy. When
So you've won a trophy in my lifetime.
I have, yes, 1973. And that was it, Webby. I
Yeah.
was red and white.
Yeah.
I was at school in Newcastle, Gosforth.
Yeah.
All my mates are Geordies. And I was a good runner.
Gotcha. Yeah, Gosforth, that's
What happened?
that's rugby union. Is that what they play? Is it Kings?
Newcastle Falcons,
Kingston Park,
yeah.
isn't it? Kingston Park. Obviously, I'm a Gloucester boy, so you know I follow all
They
the
won the
rugby.
league. I think the Newcastle Falcons won the league in '97, I think.
Okay, yeah. But don't get a big follow on the rugby side of things, do they? It is football. Newcastle.
Yeah, it's religion.
Yes, of course. Newcastle, Sunderland, and then obviously got the Borough. My mate Kevin's a big Borough fan. Hartlepool, the monk, they call them the monkey hangers, don't they? For various reasons or what have you. Right, I've done a little bit of ducking and diving, and Terry says you've won nothing. Tell you that. No.
No, they've won something.
I know they have.
Yeah.
But you thought they had nothing. Right. You may not know the 6th most successful English club. Okay? The 6th. Okay? That's what they are, right? 1892 to 1936.
Says
They
here,
won,
says here 1592. They weren't football then. He's making this up, Mike.
they won 6 league titles, okay? And many, many years ago. And runners up 5 times. They were formed back in 79, which is way before us. Now in the Premier League, 96-97 to 2017 they were in, and they got into Europe as well. Again, because they won the FA Cup, and they beat Vasas Budapest of Hungary by 2-0. Can you remember that, mate, or not?
No,
That's,
can't remember that.
oh, you can't remember. Well, you remember?
I do remember
The FA Cup, yeah.
The FA Cup, but obviously they're following it to Europe.
Yeah. 6 times Sunderland, 4 times Newcastle, winning cups. So you're 2 up on them. You're 2 up on the
So
Geordies.
you're a bigger club then.
Well, also, we were known back in the day as the Bank of England club.
Is that right?
Yeah. I don't know what years, but
Yeah.
Bank of England.
All bankers are.
Sunderland have had, I don't know if you know, 8 different football grounds. And the 7th one was Roker Park.
Not paying your rent, mate, are you?
Yeah, that's right. You've got to be, yeah. Is this pick on everybody time, is it? You picked on everybody so
How
far.
can they have all these grounds? What
They've
you?
had 8.
Oh,
Yeah, but don't forget, 99 years they were at Roker Park.
Yeah.
And they left and they moved to the stadium. When did they move to the stadium? Like, what do you reckon?
I think it was 1997.
Good lad. Absolutely
Okay.
spot
I
on.
think,
Yeah.
The first game we played Ajax. That was the opening game, just
Yeah.
to open the stadium.
Yeah.
Very disappointing, actually, because one of my heroes, Kevin Ball, scored a goal.
Kevin Ball, yeah.
Kevin Ball scored a goal. It was disallowed. So he would have had the first goal at the stadium, I think. That was 1997.
Was he number 8?
It wasn't Sunderland.
Centre midfield.
Centre midfield, yeah.
Sunderland.
Hard as nails. Kevin
You didn't want the
Ball.
name, did you? Stadium of Light. They were whinging about the name of the stadium.
Supporters whinge about everything, don't
Yeah.
they? You know?
What's as a crow flies from Roker Park to Stadium of Light? What sort of? I wouldn't know. What sort of distance we talking?
Roker Park Stadium, like, oh, a mile and a half.
Oh, sorry, down the road.
yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
Just straight across.
I went there 2004 when England played Turkey.
yeah.
We won 2-0 and
Was that a friendly or was that in the
no,
European?
we had to win to qualify for the Euros in Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went there for that. That's the only time I've
You
been
get a
to.
bit drunk, Tom.
Oh, what, mate? Oh,
Did you not struggle a bit?
struggled. It took me about a week over there.
What that night?
Oh, mate.
That day, wasn't it?
Was it that day? Yeah, yeah.
I drink with the big boys, mate. I couldn't keep up.
Do you know why? Do you know why they're called the Mackems?
Mackems and Tackums.
Exactly. Shipbuilding industry, as it says, they have Mackem and Tackem, and you have to take. You make the ships and you take the ships. Unbelievable. There's always an answer in it. Absolutely superb. Just checked on the last couple of games, Sunderland. Again, up and down like a yo-yo. We had a cracking 3-0 win at Wednesday on Friday night.
Yeah.
I'll come back to that in a second. And then you lost it home to Cardiff. They're on a bit of a run, Cardiff. Didn't think they were going to be that good this year, but they're having a good
Started
run.
winning Cardiff.
They had started with.
Started off bad,
They
but
beat
moved
us.
up a bit.
They beat us 3-2 as well at their place, and you lost at home to Cardiff
They were
1-0.
very poor. Cardiff.
Yeah.
Cardiff were very poor.
You went to that game, didn't you?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Oh, you were at that game.
Go to all the home games when
Okay,
I was there.
yeah.
You know. And Cardiff were very poor, but Sunderland, it was sort of, we had a few good wins,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, we're only playing Cardiff. And you
Yeah.
could see them just really just strolling about, passing the ball to Abdullah Bar on the right, who's a tricky right winger.
Yeah.
And he was just knocked it straight back to midfield.
Yeah.
You know, there was no urgency.
No.
And the crowd were asleep. It was the quietest I've ever heard the
Was it?
stadium of life, ever. And I think you rely on the players to get yourself going, don't you?
Yeah,
Get
of course,
the crowd
of course.
going.
Well, it's that 13th man again, isn't it? You know what I mean? You've got that extra one. I mean, you've won 5, drawn 1.
13th?
13th man, beg your pardon. Yeah, 12th man, beg your
I
pardon.
knew what he meant.
He knew what I meant. There's always one that picks me up. So you've won 5, drawn 1, lost 3, and you've scored 18 goals and 8 against. So that's not a bad average at the moment in time.
We played great football. Total respect to Tony Mowbray. When he came in, you know, it wasn't a name he's sort of thinking about here. I really, you know, that's excites you.
Yeah.
He's done an incredible job.
Well, he was good. He was at Coventry, then Blackburn Rovers, then obviously yourselves. And I thought he did a cracking job at the Sky Blues. But then we got Mark Robbins, and I think that's fantastic.
Well, Robbins has done incredible, hasn't he?
For the amount of money that he's had. But what people forget, Mick, is that their number 2, AD Vivash, we had it from Chelsea. That's why we had 1 or 2 loan players from Chelsea. We had Mattison, who from was it Burnley, and now he's back at Chelsea again. And then we had the guy Slater, who plays at QPR now. We wanted to keep him, but now he's gone at QPR. All ex-Chelsea players, so he's got the background of them from loanees and what have you. Does a great job. You've got to look at their number 2 people, but your Mowbray, superb. I mean, when I watched you at Coventry the last couple of seasons, your midfield 3. They're phenomenal. Who's the guy on the left-hand side with his socks rolled down?
That's Jack Clark.
Jack
came
Clark.
from Tottenham.
So, got to like him,
Will be there.
like young. He will go big, won't he?
Well,
Was he at Leeds years ago?
he was at Leeds.
Was
and
he?
Tottenham bought him
Yeah.
from Leeds.
Yeah.
He never got a go at Tottenham, did he?
I'm
Really?
not sure. I don't know his history too much there. But the thing is, what Sunderland are doing incredibly well,
Yeah.
which is very difficult to take because Newcastle are the richest club in the world. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Because of the owners, yeah.
So unbelievable. But Sunderland under Lewis Dreyfus,
Yeah.
the chairman, who's only 26 years old, we're a selling club.
Yeah.
Now, our scouting network around the world is incredible. And thank you to West Ham's Academy, we've signed some French guys who are unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know,
Who's the guy? He's gone, hasn't he? Stuart?
Stewart's gone to
Well,
Southampton.
so that's
We
right.
got 10 million for him.
Yeah, gosh, that's
I
right.
think every Sunderland supporter was probably pretty gutted about it because he's a really good striker.
Yeah.
But,
Tidy
but
striker.
the thing is, Dreyfus and Tony Mowbray, maybe not Mowbray, but Dreyfus, they want these young lads coming in 20 years old,
Yeah.
who want to make them, then sell them. So a bit of a Southampton, a bit of a Brighton in the past, well, Brighton now, who sell their players for 50 million.
Yeah, of course.
And that's where we're going as a club.
Because we talked off air, your midfield said is super. Who's the other 2 lads?
We've
that
got Roberts on the right.
Yeah.
He came from Man City.
Yeah, yeah.
He was at Celtic, has done well with Celtic, didn't he?
Yeah.
Up there, yeah.
He's fantastic.
He's not really
He-
kicked onto that higher level though, has he? No disrespect to Sunderland and the Championship.
Yeah.
When he was at Celtic, I think City got him back, didn't they? And they expected him to kick on.
Well, Roberts is probably our
Have
best.
you bought him? Is he?
Yeah, Roberts is ours, and Roberts is probably our best player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack Clark's having a great season, and he's incredible. Roberts, I think, is maybe just a little step up. You know, unbelievable.
So who's your man up front now?
Well, we've got 3, but not one of them sort of kicked on.
Okay.
So, you know, there's 3 lads.
Yeah, okay.
3 lads we've purchased. We've got 3 strikers. But basically, we need one of those boys to start banging them in.
Are they out and out number 9s?
Yeah.
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 So he's got to rotate them, whoever.
He's got to find one. We need one of the boys just to suddenly
Yeah.
put it in the back of the net.
Yeah.
You know?
The kick on and one out. Yeah.
And then with the way we play football, we're flying.
Beautiful. No, I've watched it. I'll be honest with you. You played some beautiful football. And your back 4, you happy with your back 4?
Back 4's pretty incredible. We've got a lad, obviously Simon's just left. We took one of his players, Dan Ballard.
Yeah. Okay.
Centre
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Who's
Really.
the lad you sold? The was it Man United, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Before?
The coloured
Ilanga, was it him?
Ilanga.
We had a lad from Man United on loan last year.
What's his name?
He was,
He was a midfielder, wasn't he?
Was it Anthony Ilanga or he was?
No.
He's got a cracking left.
Who did he play for? Was it Forest? Who did he play for?
Yeah, he's gone to Forest,
Forest,
hasn't
didn't
he?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, played for Forest. Didn't he
Yeah,
play
yeah.
for 10 minutes or something?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Ilanga. I think it was.
Yeah,
I-
got
I-
a decent left foot on him.
but I was saying about West Ham there. We brought a guy in called Pierre Egwar from West Ham, 21 years old.
He's definitely French,
And-
Pierre, isn't
And in my opinion, he's
Oliver?
a next Patrick Vieira.
he? Yeah.
He's that good.
He's that good,
Now
yeah.
it's all right for me sitting here and being a, you know,
he
supporting
plays
Sunderland
better than he
and watching
manages.
Championship football.
No, not at all.
He is really,
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
class act. So you've got Clark on the left, Roberts on the right. You've got Pierre Egwar, who's injured at the minute.
Yeah.
Okay, 6'3",
Okay.
incredible. New
Yeah.
Patrick Vieira. You've got a local lad in the middle called Dan Neal. You know, and he's just nice and solid. You know,
Yeah, brilliant.
but.
What about your bench? So if things are not going right, have you got plan B?
We-
Is there a decent bench now?
We've probably got too many players, to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And every one of Sunderland's players
Yeah.
can use both feet.
Okay.
So when you're sitting watching Sunderland play out from the back,
Yeah.
you can have a big Havana cigar,
Okay.
and you're totally chilled about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
because-
most clubs now, whatever league you're in, well, unless you're in Division 1, Division 2, you know, in the Championship and obviously in the Prem, they all start and you're going, oh no, he gives it to him and he put across the ball. Oh no.
No, you watch Sunderland. With
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
And they're just playing football from Patterson out to Lugo 9 and then
Yeah.
into the midfield and then back again, and it's just lovely to watch.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
relaxing as well. It really is.
So
Did
that's-
you two play each other in the playoffs though last year?
No,
No.
we beat Middlesbrough.
Oh, you beat
over there.
Middlesbrough.
And then obviously
And
we lost
you
to.
played Luton then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right.
And I think, to be honest with you, Sunderland and the Borough were the two favourites out before.
Yeah. I know
weren't they?
Middlesbrough were flying, weren't they? at the
Yeah, they
time?
were flying. And we beat them. Well, we drew at our place, and we beat them 1 at their place. Hammer scored, and was just fantastic. Nobody's going to Sheffield
But the
United
bloke I talk about, he scored in the playoffs last season. I swear he did.
for Luton.
For Sunderland. Left foot job.
I think you're talking.
It's got to be a Langer, isn't it?
No. Sorry. This is because he's not there this year.
Yeah, that's
He
what
was
you
linking
forget.
up. He was the Man United on loan.
Yeah,
he was linking up.
Yeah.
Is it Diallo?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
Diallo.
that's
Yeah,
it.
Is it?
spot on.
It might be.
No, you're right, mate.
But he was linking up with Patrick Roberts, right?
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was saying to the lads, if Diallo goes back to Man United,
Yeah.
they want to then sign
Yeah.
Patrick Roberts because they're linked up so well,
So well.
together.
Yeah.
It
Where's
was
he now
unbelievable.
then? The lad who he was on
I
loan.
don't think he gets picked at Man United.
So he's gone back
Because
there.
you've got Anthony. What's his name?
No, you're right, because the Alanga, he's gone to Forest, isn't he? I thought of him, but you're right, Diallo. Yeah,
Because
it's
the
right,
funny
Diallo.
thing is though, Mike, it's
So,
like
yeah.
a lot of players obviously didn't get promoted, did you know what I mean?
No.
Sunderland or obviously Coventry.
Or Borough, yeah.
Borough.
Yeah, for
I
three.
mean, that lad who missed the penalty, Dabda, he's at Forest Green now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
I
at
mean,
Forest Green.
he's gone from the verge of playing in the Premier League to now playing at Forest Green.
Ahmad Diallo. That's
Ahmad
his name.
yeah, that's the one.
And
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
I mean, don't get us wrong. He might go somewhere. You know fine well when you're playing football.
Yeah.
If you fit in really well.
Yeah.
You're full of confidence and
Yeah.
you're not scared to do a trick.
No.
But
Him
they
and
paid
Patrick
big
Ro-
money for him. They got him from
they paid about
Atalanta, didn't they?
30 odd million.
Atalanta they signed him
But
for.
I can't see how they can play Anthony ahead of him.
No, gotcha.
I know
Well,
it's championship
yeah,
football,
yeah.
but you know when you just see something,
Yeah.
you just seem to have
And you
something.
yeah. You have a decent crowd there, don't you, every week?
40 odd
You're
fans.
looking
haven't we?
about 41,000. I think we had 44,000.
We were talking on the way up here about the other week. Barcelona played a league game, the mighty Barcelona. They're playing in the stadium, which is 55,000 because their stadium's being renovated.
Yeah.
And that weekend, there was more fans watching Sunderland
Yeah.
than there was Barcelona.
Barcelona, fantastic,
So,
We had 44,000, I think, the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just drops off a little bit with 41,000. But you've got to remember, up in the top left there,
Yeah.
you've got 20 away supporters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas, if you know, one thing about Sunderland, we've
Yeah.
got the greatest away support. I mean, I think we took
Yeah, you do have-
3,500, you know, away last game. I mean, 3,500, 5,000 supporters.
In fairness,
It's a lot of
Sunderland
supporters.
and Newcastle do,
Yeah, Newcastle
do
very-
take numbers, don't
But if
they?
you talk championship again, the Borough take a big lump, don't they? You take a big lump.
See, I never class that as a, like you talk Middlesbrough, I
No.
don't class that as a derby. I always think
No.
that Middlesbrough's derby sort of with Darwin and Hartlepool.
Oh, okay.
They always seem to struggle with Middlesbrough. When I watch Middlesbrough on telly,
Yeah.
there's always a lot of empty seats at the Riverside.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
never been
yeah.
too well.
And I watch Sunderland, and I watch obviously Newcastle. Obviously Newcastle, there again, they weren't getting the crowds under Mike Ashley. Don't forget, right?
No.
They, you know, people were chucking their season tickets away. But I look at Newcastle and Sunderland,
Yeah.
sold out,
Yeah.
big gates. Because they are, let's face it, they are big clubs. But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
looking at, I mean, going back on the way here, I was going to say to you about Kevin Phillips when you had him playing for
Legend.
back in
Yeah.
the day. Do you know what? He's the last English player to win the European Golden Boot,
Is that right?
which is now the
Kevin
Ballon
Phillips.
d'Or, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the Ballon
Yeah.
d'Or now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kevin Phillips.
So he looked horses, didn't he? I think Kevin, didn't he? Is he a Gigi man? I think he is, isn't he?
Yeah, it took him years to grow a moustache. Trying to grow one of your moustaches, wasn't it?
He was a hell of a find from Watford, you know.
Listen, I got
Back in the day.
I got a little story. I got a story about every football club. My story about Sunderland is that Lee Catamon. I remember Lee Catamon's dad coming in my last pub.
He was quite an old player in that League Cup.
Lee Castle
wasn't he?
played number 6, absolutely legend he is at the Mackems, and you know he is. His dad came in, I didn't know who he was, probably 8 years I've been sold, probably another 6, 7, 8, and got talking, I'm Lee Catmull's dad, bam, bam, bam. And I remember he brought me over for my charity, I'm supposed to do a lot of charity for Help the Heroes Lions Club and whatever, and he brought me over one of Lee Catamo's England shirts, and he brought me an under 18 or under 21 England shirt.
He's very frequent League Cup.
Under, yeah. And I thought it was under 21.
Right.
I can't remember off the top of my head. But he lived on his own in a big house, and I always remember. And I've got a Lee Cattermole shirt at home, signed by all the Sunderland players as well. And his dad says to me, his mum used to turn up and clean the house for him, worth big money. Used to, and who was the colour guy? The black one that used to stay with him. It's big centre half for the Mackems.
Bennett.
No, it wasn't Bennett. No, Bennett was
Well
that was
before it.
that
Well
was
before it.
Dave Bennett's brother or cousin that played centre half for
Gary
you.
Bennett
Titus
back in the
Bramble.
Titus Bramble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
He played,
day.
yeah.
Ipswich, Newcastle.
Yeah, I think it was Titus Bramble.
Looks like
I think,
Sado, but
yeah, I
not
think it was
too.
him. Yeah, no, he used to stay.
Sado,
there.
that is.
But that was my story about Lee Cattermole. Never met his obviously himself, but his dad, lovely fella. He said, "I'll give it some
He
stuff,
was a
maybe."
total
And they brought me
hero
over.
at Sunderland.
Oh, massive.
You know,
But
worshipped.
didn't he come back there last year or something? Or
No, he got
what happened?
he got sold and went down to the second division,
Yeah,
and he got treated like dirt
I wonder where.
by the owners.
Yeah,
And I think he was on too big a wage. He got rid of him.
yeah.
And
Big, 30, 40
was
grand a
running,
week.
he was running the show. He was even scoring goals for Sunderland in the second division. And the treating like dirt. Really.
Yeah.
You know, I think that was Stuart Donald. He took over from and Stuart Donald was virtually given the club, and he treated Patrick Montero.
So who's the owners of Sunderland then?
We've got a French guy, 26 years
Yeah.
old, called Louis Dreyfus.
Okay, yeah.
Now his father, I think, was either chairman, whatever.
Oh, Richard Dreyfuss, the actor. Don't stop going down that route. Hey?
But I think back in the day, his football pedigree was either chairman of Marseille or Monaco, or something
Yeah,
like
gotcha.
that.
Okay.
Big football family, and
Yeah.
I think that's where we've got this incredible scouting network
Yeah.
in the world. I mean, we're bringing players in from Costa Rica,
Yeah,
you know, all over the world,
yeah, gotcha.
and every one of these players is, as I said before, using both feet. They're all big, strong
That's good.
guys.
You have to nowadays.
They've all got something special. If they're about 5'10",
Yeah.
they're like real speed merchants.
Yeah.
But the majority of these guys, we've got this lad Elisi from West Ham as well, left fullback. He can play centre half,
Yeah.
and he's been injured all season. But what a player! So
Sometimes when you buy a left full back or a right full back, you want them, if they've got the opportunity to drift in to be centre half. You've got Carl Walker, haven't you? He could play centre half if he
Yeah,
wants to go.
yeah,
You know, so if that centre half goes out, he can blend in, can't you? You need these players to adapt now, don't you? They cannot be just a right back or just a left full back. Even Luke Shaw, Man United, he may be only 2'6".
Well, he plays him centre back ahead of Maguire, doesn't he?
Yeah, for sure. So even he can play, can't he? Martinez, you know, they've got to be able to adapt in football now and football pressure.
One thing I do like about Sunderland is over the years you have bought a lot of our rubbish. Fabio Borini you bought off us.
Hang on. You cannot say Fabio Borini's rubbish. He was He was one of my favourite.
Here we go. Go on,
Italian. Remember that goal he scored at Wembley against you? Was it against you boys? To go, or was it against Man City? Sorry, to put us 1-0 up against Man City.
Yeah.
A few years ago in the League Cup, and then for some reason, was it Yaya Toure decided to score one from the half wheel?
Yeah, Toure.
You know, and Borini. Oh.
But you signed him, and also I always forget his name. Centre back, had big ears, played for Liverpool. I can't remember him. It was like early 2000s.
I think I know what you mean.
Was it Gary Gillespie?
No, they paid about 3 or 4 million quid.
Yeah.
He played one game for us in a Champions League game.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he's on his way to Sunderland for big money.
Yeah.
Then again, we bought Mingley off you, didn't we?
Yeah,
9 million quid.
No?
He was all right.
You get these great keepers and they go to clubs and the clubs rule them.
But
that confidence, as I was saying before.
Right, Mingley, who we bought off you for about 9 million, was in goal for you when we played you and the famous beach ball come on the pitch.
Yeah, Darren Bent. Yeah.
And under the laws of the game,
That rings a bell to me. A beach ball, yeah.
Liverpool
What game was
fan,
that?
Liverpool Sunderland Stadium, but like a Liverpool fan
That rings a bell.
threw a beach ball on the pitch.
Yeah.
One of their players, was it Bent who shot?
I think it was Darren Bent.
And it hit the beach ball,
Yeah.
and it went that way. Pepe Reina went that way, and under the laws of the game, if a ball is kicked or whatever, and it hits an illegal object, they said,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a goal.
No.
And they give the goal. Yeah, again, Liverpool shafted.
To tell the truth, I Sunderland supporters think the ball was miles away.
But again, I don't think we had VAR then, but I'm sure probably Howard Webb was. I'm actually going to look at that. I bet Howard Webb was the referee.
See,
that
my
day.
own call.
I'm going to look at that after this.
Can I, before we move on to questions that you're going to ask Mick, I want to bring something that's something up that's happened over the past couple of weeks again. You know, we all talk about hooligans and bad people going to football matches. First of all, at Coventry against QPR, we took just under 3,000 at QPR on Saturday. We won 3-1, as most people know. Phenomenal second half, but there's always the element of one or two hooligans and bad people. A good friend of mine, David Percival, goes to home and away England games. He watches, he said, he photographs everything. And he said, Webby, he said it was a phenomenal game, great atmosphere, but there's always one or two bad ones. And there was one or two bad boys in there, I don't know how many it were, picking up seats they were sat on and chucking them on the pitch.
What, Coventry or QPR?
Coventry City, yeah. So I don't know what to say.
One or two idiots don't mean all your fans are idiots.
No,
You know
of course.
what I mean?
And there was one. I don't know, maybe well, one or two, and there's always one or two bad apples. Isn't
And you're
there?
winning as well.
We won. If we would have lost, and there would have been VAR stuff and one of you.
No,
could
don't
appreciate.
talk about that.
But I know. But you know what I'm saying is. So why do they do it? What is it with these people?
But hopefully, with the technology now, if it's used properly,
Yeah, they can get them.
They can
get them
zoom
out
in
and ban them
and-
and do whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's disgusting. That's number one. So I want to bring that one up. And number two, which was a million times worse, is obviously is these boys will know anyway. Is at the Sheffield Wednesday Sunderland game on Friday night, where Sunderland beat Wednesday by 3-0. And I've got a lot of Wednesday fans here and at home. Two gents decided
not
to.
gents, are they? Two clans.
Two clowns decided.
It could be going to.
I think. Well, I haven't seen, but
He's been
hopefully-
arrested anyway.
He's been arrested, two of them. They're late 20s and early 30s. Hopefully, going to go to prison because there was a very young man who was a Sunderland fan. Bradley Lowry died of cancer, and Jermaine Defoe, footballer, ex-footballer, Rangers, Tottenham, West Ham, Sunderland. He looked after him and did lots of things, raised lots and lots of money. And what these Muppets decided to do was they had what did they
Got a
do?
picture on a mobile phone.
Mobile
phone.
Like that. They're just
Show
showing.
me.
Yeah, I mean,
And they were laughing.
And they were laughing
I
and one of
I
you.
just don't understand why.
An absolute disgrace.
It's not even a question why.
No.
It's just.
Look, I know we get Man United, we get Liverpool, we get Leeds all singing songs.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not right.
No.
Okay, and they're trying to stamp it out.
Yeah.
But this was one little kid, 6,
Oh.
7 years old.
I know, I
And
know.
it brought tears to my eyes.
Of course you
we,
do.
we were sitting together when it.
Yeah, and
Sort of come
I
out,
sort
didn't
of
we?
filled up a bit. when
Yeah,
I
of course
saw
you
it.
do.
It was because what Jermaine Defoe did there.
Oh, out of this room.
And no matter what you think of Jermaine Defoe, what he did in that situation with
Yeah.
Ian Bradley was
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah, but Mike,
amazing,
what
you know.
person in the right mind? It's not even a person, really, is it?
No idea.
Why would they want to just flash a picture of a
You know
poor
what?
little kid who died? At
Well,
the
they're
age
going to be
of 6?
they're going to be sorted whichever side of the
Well,
fence they're
thank
going
God
to
he's
be.
been arrested.
Yeah,
Apparently
of course,
he's been
yeah.
banned from football for life.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And hopefully, if he does go to prison, when he's in prison, he might come up against a nice couple of big Sunderland fans.
For sure, hopefully.
And
I don't think.
He probably woke up in the morning and probably couldn't believe it himself.
No, he probably.
You know, he
there's no
probably
excuse,
thought-
though, mate.
The thing
No,
is-
no, it's no excuse. What I'm saying is,
No.
Were they high as a kite? You know, did they start?
Something.
But
Drunk, 10 pints.
who knows? Who knows inside? But are they allowed to drink in the football grounds now? Can they get past security? You know, through the turnstiles. I mean, what is it with these people?
Yeah, you can
just
drink
go,
in the
just,
grounds, you
just
can.
go and watch a game. Night, enjoy it. If you lose, you lose. Then stand up and say, "Well done, son," and be counted.
it's one of
Then
the
just
worst
go home.
things I've ever seen.
I mean, absolutely terrible. Because we do a lot of charities, you know, I've
Yeah,
done like
yeah.
for cancer and what we're doing now and so forth. And it's,
We
it's
spoke.
mind-boggling.
We had obviously Joe on from Spirit of Shankly. We were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about tragedy Charlie.
yeah.
He was on Sky News the other week talking
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
But this is a different level.
Just disgusting.
It's all right. Yeah, I'm not saying it's all right, but
No.
it happens where you get grown men
Yeah.
shouting about each other's tragedies to each other. That's
Yeah.
one thing they're trying to stamp out. But out of the blue, getting a mobile phone,
That was the worst.
showing a 6-year-old kid who had his life taken so early.
No.
I just don't understand what
No,
these
it's
people
gone,
are.
gone.
So it's just shocking. But as I was sitting with Mike, and I went, "Look at this."
I know,
The funny
I know.
thing was, we were sitting there watching it after the Liverpool game on Saturday,
Yeah.
and then Chris, the general, put on
Yeah.
our football group. I went, "Look at Chris just stuck on." I went, "Is this for real?"
He showed me.
Yeah, as we. So
Terrible.
anyway, the good thing is that the imbecile's been arrested. So
But there was two of them. I believe there was I don't
there
know.
was 2 of them, but obviously one of them's got the phone. So
Okay, all right.
And the thing he's got was potentially prison sentence.
Okay, that's good.
the
But
least he should get is a prison.
I've been
sentence.
told by good authority that Sheffield Wednesday they did a collection for charity, whether it was on the night or over the weekend. So that's all they could do.
Like Sheffield Wednesday are a massive football club, right?
Yeah.
They're a huge club.
Great club.
1 or 2 idiots don't make all their.
Yeah, that's
you
not
know,
Sheffield Wednesday.
Not at all.
Just some
Not at all.
idiot like that.
Yeah, I know.
Every as you said, you've got a good support, right?
Yeah, great support. I
1
just-
or 2 idiots don't make you bad.
No. Pick up. Thinking, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's bad news. It's bad news.
Let me, can I ask you a question?
Yes, Chris.
Coventry, is that your stadium now?
No.
Are you settled in your stadium?
We are. Well, the situation is, Sisu was our owners, and we rented it, and Sisu were the owners. Now they've gone. Guy called Doug King, big businessman from Stratford upon Avon. He was buying, if I remember, 85% of the club, and they were going to keep another 15. But over the next 2 or 3 weeks, last year, then he bought all of it. So we own our football club now. Doug King, he's the owner. Mike Ashley bought the ground, bought the stadium, because off Wasps, because Wasps bought the club a few years ago. They went to administration like London Irish, 3 or 4 clubs in the rugby, and the money's not in the rugby union. So basically what it is now, they got it for a stinch, 25, 26 million, I think, don't quote me. So Mike Ashley owns the whole lot. Doug King of Coventry City now have assigned within the last 2 or 3 months a 10-year deal to stay at the ground. There's a big casino. It's the
So you're
foundation.
there for the next 10 years.
We're there for the next 10 years.
Your record, mate, of having about 9 different grounds is safe for the time being because they've moved around a bit recently, haven't they?
Well, we went to Northampton. We went to Birmingham City.
Highfield Road. That's 4 places.
It was
around.
1800, 1900 up till.
Yeah, lots.
They
Of,
kept- they're catching up to you.
When Sunderland were moving clubs. you know.
yeah. Lots of memories at Highfield Road, which I'll talk about
I think it's called
another day.
running away from the landlord, isn't it? All right, you reached you.
So thank you for that question. So hopefully Sky Blues now can go
Great.
higher. Do great. Thanks for that. Now you've got, before we go any further.
We ain't done this for a while.
No, so-
which
when we
I'm
started
banking
it, did
on
we
you,
back
mate.
in
I'm
it?
banking
Yeah.
on you, mate, to come up
So he has
with-
various questions he likes to ask people we get interviews. So this is his 5 minutes now.
Not Thursday night questions, tell Lloyd.
No,
Oh,
no,
no,
no.
no, 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 no. No.
So nice and loud, people can hear.
We won't be mentioning Viagra's or nightclubs or anything like that. No, 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 no. Right. What's your favourite current player? It could be.
Yeah, no, current players. Sunderland, as I said before, so many good players. But I've got to go with Pierre Ekman. I've met him a few times. He's a gentleman. He's 6'3", incredible centre midfielder. And I think we'll lose him in January. That's the sad thing about Sunderland now as a football.
Depends if you're like knocking on the door for promotion, isn't it, really?
Well,
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of these players could go, but I think they've got such an incredible camaraderie
But it's
that maybe if we're...
called a
Yeah.
contract, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But Sunderland players don't get a lot of money. So when they do leave, you can't blame them for heading
No,
out,
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
you know.
well, matey, what's your all-time favourite Sunderland player?
Gary Rowe.
Gary Rowe.
Gary Rowe.
Was he there in '83?
He was there from, I think he was there from 74 to about 84. One of the saddest moments of my life, I was at the cup final against Norwich and some Muppet manager had sold Gary Rowe when he was on the bench.
Did you lose 1-0?
We got beat. We just stuffed them something like
Was that the
3-0
Milk
during
Cup
the
final,
Milk
or-
Cup.
Yes.
We just stuffed them midweek and we had big, I think it might be big Colin West up front.
Big Colin
And,
West.
and the
Did you get him
manager,
from Watford, didn't you?
I'm not sure.
Or you sold him to Watford?
He was just too pretty.
He played for Rangers, Colin West.
Colin
didn't he?
West,
He was
yeah.
just too pretty. As
Yeah, he
Alan
did.
Durbin used to say, he's too pretty to
Blonde
be
hair,
centre
lad.
forward.
Yeah.
He needs to lose his teeth,
Alan Durbin.
you know.
Yeah.
But
That's why I don't play centre forward, mate.
then he brought in Wallace in the cup final, I think, to play, and we got beat off him, you know. And Gary Rowell lifted the trophy. He was there. He had the
Right.
trophy.
What was the big? What was before you go? What was the big game? Was it when you beat Leeds 1-0? Montgomery scored.
73, Montgomery.
That was it.
goal.
That's what we're talking. Yeah.
Jimmy Montgomery.
Jimmy Montgomery, wasn't it?
1970.
In Porterfield,
Ian
wasn't it?
Porterfield, 1-0.
Did he do the corner? Was it corner?
Corner came
Corner,
across.
yeah.
Porterfield.
Long hair, Portfield. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jimmy, I saw Jimmy Montgomery the other day.
Yeah.
He came over the table at the stadium. We had a guy on there, 90 years old, and a couple of my mates who have a table
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
This guy lost his wife 3 months previous.
Yeah.
And invited him to the match. So they got Jimmy and Kevin Ball to come across.
Fantastic.
And have the photographs taken and a little chat with Jimmy Montgomery.
Got the money.
Absolute legend.
Tell me. Okay.
Sunderland through and through.
Right, best Sunderland game you've ever been to? Was you,
Well,
there,
the-
was you there when Hullet took over as Newcastle manager and dropped Shearer?
Well, you could go on. You could go on about Newcastle Sunderland
was you,
and
did you
stuff.
go to that game?
There was a lot of matches, derby matches, I kept away from.
Right.
Because I knew so many of the Raji Newcastle fans that it was quite a dangerous place for me to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Being drinking with all those boys in Newcastle, sort of I kept away on match days. But probably the greatest result we ever had was under Martin O'Neill. And we scored in the last minute against Man City. I took Andre as one of his first games.
Yeah.
And I forget the name, the guy's name, not the Korean King Jong Un, but this Chinese guy scored the winner about the 90th minute. It was unbelievable. Beat Man City 1-0. League game. And that for me, but the rest of Aguero that day on the bench, he came on second off.
Yeah.
And we beat them, and that was just phenomenal. Because a minute later, they blew the final whistle.
Yeah.
And we were still going. It was
Happy
I
days.
said to Andre, it's not like this every
No.
week. So.
What's the best away ground you've been to? And obviously, I always put this in brackets, including Europe. But obviously, I don't think that will affect you at the moment.
Well, I suppose I've been to Marino here, when I've played.
Yeah.
No, we haven't been to many away against Sunderland. But I don't know, Wembley probably.
Wembley, okay.
You
Believe it or
can't
not,
forget
we
the
actually,
memories
a
of
few
Wembley.
people have actually said Newcastle was their favourite away ground.
Yeah, they have.
So,
Yeah, they have, yeah.
okay, team you dislike the most. Now, normally I would expect you to say your biggest rival,
No,
which would be
no.
Newcastle, but I
No.
don't think it's going to be
No,
somehow.
definitely not.
Well, you know who I really dislike. I really dislike Man United. Sorry, Webby.
No.
Matthew's a big.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm just, and more recently as well with this skin tag in charge, the way he treated Ronaldo as well. It's brought that hatred back as well.
Okay.
So
No, we all have our views. Yeah.
Always said he knows his football. Okay, if you've got one, favourite second team.
my favourite second team. Well, it's funny as you get older. It's not about teams. It's more about the manager.
You like Mourinho, didn't you?
So I love Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho, yeah.
So I
You've got the Roman then. You're a bit Roman,
Well,
isn't
Yeah, you see where they are on the table?
Down the bottom.
They're coming good. Lukaku's doing quite well, actually.
He scored 2
Starting to bang
goals.
them in. I've got a good Roma. A friend of mine is a Roma fan.
He's hard that
So-
Lukaku though. I'm not being funny because obviously he is Ainsley Harriott, so he's got to do his cooking
Yeah.
programme. Then he's got to play football. It's bloody hard, mate, trying to prepare dinners and play a game of football.
But Webby named someone before. The guy who looks like you from Gloucester.
In Holloway.
Holloway.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you got Neil Warnock. And there's people, and Nigel
Yeah.
Clough. So wherever these guys tend to go,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought of, especially Warnock. He's
Well,
incredible.
Well, he obviously he signed a contract, didn't he, last year for 1 year, and then when the first 6 games they give him the bullets.
What have they done?
But then we kept Huddersfield up, and he says, "Listen, I'm 73. I still feel fit as a butcher's apron, and I want to manage a club." But I think they must have talked and chatted and said, "Listen, we'll pay you off. There's your bank account gone up a little bit. We'll bring somebody new in, and then
Someone who don't spend as much money on his
on his
facelift.
on his Botox and
I mean, he's
whatnot."
looking younger now than he did 20 years
But
ago,
no,
isn't
do you know something? What you just said, I think that's fantastic. What Mick said a few minutes ago, finding out where players, ex-managers, where they are. But there's only 92 clubs, so 92 managers. There must be another 40, 50 out there wanting to be a manager. Where are they? What are they doing? So that could be something to discuss.
Back in the day, it
And
was
if-
out in a pub, weren't it?
yeah, and if I say to you, remember, so you'll go, God, where's he playing there, Webby? Duncan Ferguson, all right? Everton, right? Listen, we're talking big Duncan. He was at Forest Green Rovers a few weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
I played there once for Bymaps, who won the Jubilee Cup final, beating Shortwood. That was before they went to Nailsworth. And they're all green, aren't they? They're all
Well, in the
green.
table tennis
and now,
competition,
and
eh?
now he's just gone to Inverness,
Yeah.
Caledonian Thistle. He's gone right up there, hasn't he?
Fantastic.
I'm
You know
not
what I
saying
mean?
nothing about Duncan Ferguson because I'm just saying nothing bad about
Oh,
him.
yeah, good. Right, next question. You knock you straight out, when even from there.
Don't argue with the big
No.
book.
No. Fans you dislike the most?
Tough,
I,
isn't
I'm
it?
not. I'm not fond of Middlesbrough.
No.
No?
You know. Sorry, Neil.
Kevin, I'm gonna make Kevin.
You know, I think there are.
Yeah, we'll
if
see
you
him
go,
on Thursday.
if you go to Middlesbrough,
Yeah.
it's a horrible place to go.
They say it is basically
Dangerous, nasty.
It's terrorist. It's all.
Well, they've got the new stadium now, but they're just a bunch of horrible inbreds, aren't they?
Are they?
You know, they're nasty.
Yeah.
Sorry, Middlesbrough fans, but on football days, they know they're proud of it.
Okay. No, I didn't. Listen, I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We'll ask Neil on Thursday.
That's Neil. Yeah.
How big is he?
Neil, well, he's biggish.
Why not?
Um,
No.
State agency.
Yeah, works at Clear Blue Sky.
Okay. No, I might know if I see him.
Yeah,
Well,
Uh,
I think
the owner.
Neil's a pleasant guy.
yeah. Neil's a nice lad.
Okay.
What player would you like to sign if you could sign anyone? Don't say.
Ronaldo.
Oh, for crying out loud! We're talking.
Yeah, we're playing championship. We're playing championship, and Ronaldo got a really hard deal last year with
Not
Skin
really,
Tag.
mate.
Wait,
Not really.
wait. Listen to the answers, son.
Not
all right?
really.
Listen to the
Sorry,
answer.
Terry, but yeah, Ronaldo, centre forward for Sunderland,
Yeah.
would be promoted.
He's not good enough for the championship, mate. That's why he's playing that bloody Mickey Mouse Arab League.
Well,
And the
you,
fact he's getting about £3 million a minute.
you do know I disagree with that.
What manager would you like to have if you could have anyone?
Jose
here we go.
Mourinho.
Here we go.
Jose Mourinho,
Yeah.
because he's a winner.
I like him. I do. I like.
He's a
Jose,
winner
yeah.
when he's got a pocket full of money.
Yeah, I like Jose.
Well,
I
if
would
you
just-
sign
yeah.
Jose Mourinho,
Apart from when he was at Porto, everywhere he's been given
he probably deserves all the money with his reputation.
You know what you said about Lukaku?
Yeah.
Ainsley Harriott.
Yeah, all right. What's the comment? He's earned more money
Yeah, in transfer.
in transfer
yeah.
fees than any other footballer.
Yeah.
But he's gone from there to there to there to there to there, and he's gone bank account, bank account, bank account, bank account,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Good old
yeah.
sign-on fee,
Yeah, good
isn't
old
it?
sign-on fee.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, next question.
I'm not sure. No.
Yeah, you got to ask it.
In their prime,
Oh,
Yeah. You know, but,
Messi or Ronaldo?
well, the GOAT, and I mentioned this to you the other day, I don't think you can pick one. I think they're both the GOAT. You know, because what you could say is, well, look, I love Ronaldo because
Was
he's
that one? Is it? Yeah. She's going to sit on the fence.
yeah, I just think it's
Michael, I can't believe you
it's
just
a-
said
but
that.
it's opinions, isn't it? Because
I was expecting him. I was going to shake his hand then.
well, I'm a big Ronaldo fan, but
So am I.
But it's not right for me to say he's better than who am I to say
Yeah.
he's better than Messi? You can't.
No, they're
So,
different. Yeah.
You know, so in my opinion,
So you're going to sit on the fence.
Yeah,
Right,
but,
okay.
yeah, but no. If you take the question before, who would you rather side? He'd find Ronaldo. So that answers your question, doesn't it?
No, but there again, he would like to sign Ronaldo, but
He'd have Messi on the bench.
As a Sunderland fan, you're just
right.
dreaming.
Talking of benches, would you like Harry Maguire in your team?
He's too old for our team. I think he gets a hard press.
He's only 29, isn't he?
Yeah, but you've got to be 19, 20 to play for
You
Sunderland.
got
You
both
can't have
clubs.
And
Ronaldo.
also,
but,
Simon was here before. We've now got Ballard, and he is a future proper.
so am I taking this? You don't want him in your team?
No disrespect to Harry Maguire, because I think he's had a hard press.
Not
Yes,
even
he
on the
has.
bench.
Experience.
But-
Experience.
you know-
You're talking Leicester, Man United, England, #1 centre half.
Yeah.
So you don't want him?
Oh, take him.
Yeah, of course you would. So he said, yeah, should we take
So
it?
you want him?
Yeah, of course you would. Yeah, of course you would.
Because West Ham, they're the ones who really want him.
Yeah.
And they never got him. So he's still sitting there thinking,
You got it.
I've got to move on here.
The problem is he wouldn't get in our first 11 because of what we've got.
Now, if England's #1 or so-called
Yeah.
#1 centre-back can't get in Sunderland's
No,
team,
because we're the future. We've got 20, 21-year-olds, 25-year-olds.
Okay.
And they are,
Yeah.
honestly, you watch Sunderland play, we're doing well.
Harry, listen, mate, I'm trying my best, lad, to get you a club. I'm going to keep trying for you. About the cough, you'll have him.
What? Yeah, I'd have him. I'll tell you why.
Sure.
Because F.A.C.T, we bought from Burton Albion. He was there for 3 years. Same as Jamie Allen, played against QPR on Saturday, and he was phenomenal. He's no more than 2'6", Jamie Allen.
Put the pill out there.
Right?
Let's find Harry.
F.A.T,
at home.
37, playing out of his skin. You think of a 37-year playing out of his skin. The pace is not there, but the experience, the sweeping up with the other big boys, obviously in front of him, whatever. If he went and Harry Maguire,
I think
do a
Harry's good
phenomenal.
with a
Yeah.
broom. I think he's a good little sweep up.
No.
Just interrupt though. Also, we've got a guy called Luke O'Nien. Have you come across him?
No. Luke,
Luke O'Nien is about 5'8", right? Plays centre half for Sunderland alongside Ballard. You can play right full back and play
Okay,
midfield, right?
yeah.
But he's one of these boys. He's just the heart of the club, bit
Yeah.
like Cattermole was, right?
Yeah.
Little story. He's off down sort of Roker Beach or whatever the
Yeah.
other day,
yeah.
and there's a Labrador struggling to breathe or dying on the bit
Yeah.
on the beach. Luke O'Nien went over, give it a bit of mouth to mouth, and saved the Labrador.
You sure it's a Labrador? Because I've seen a few of them women up there, mate.
No, be careful. He
Yeah, be
saved-
careful,
he
be
saved-
careful, be
The
careful.
comparisons can be quite similar.
He saved the Labrador,
Phenomenal.
and there's now a song goes around. I can't remember
Phenomenal.
the song, but and he saves Labrador.
Well done,
stuff
man.
that.
Well
Luke
done, man.
O'Nien, fantastic.
Right, listen. I think it's time for a coffee or a beer, son, isn't it?
Coffee, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, right. Right, listen. We're going to wind the show up now.
Yeah, it was easy,
We've
wasn't
had
it?
two. Hey, oi, zip. This is what he likes to do. He likes to keep zipping, doesn't he? Right.
Do you want to mention about your wax on this one?
No, I'll do me waxing later on. I'll get that on tonight if anybody wants to see
You have
it.
advertising on your shirt.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
very, very good advertising on my
Yeah.
shirt. Yeah, for sure.
Webby's Wax Parlour.
Oh dear me. Listen, we've had a cracking morning. Two big. Well, the second one was a great interview. It was 10 times better than I thought. I knew it'd be good, but got some great stories. What I'd like to do, I know he's on for 6 months. I'd love you to bring you back on sometime after Christmas, and
Yeah.
let's see how everything's going.
He's coming on the walk, by the way.
Yeah, it's coming on the walk. Yeah, it's coming on the walk 18th of October, so you can watch the big man do the walk with us. Love to bring back on after Christmas. See how the Mackems are doing. Change it around a little bit and whatever the case, which would be good, mate. All I'm going to say is, again, thank you to my number 2, as always, Terry.
Cheers,
He's
mate.
doing a lot of walking behind the scenes for me.
Someone has to.
Someone has to, yeah, so I'm getting two of it. Michael, an
Thanks,
absolute
Webby. Really
legend.
enjoyed it.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, mate.
Before we go, this is your chance.
Martin Thursday, mate.
This is your chance to say any mentions. Hello to your kids. Say hello to Natalie for me, or anybody you want to say, all your pals, please.
Well, the missus isn't interested in me saying hello to her. So, Tony Mowbray, just want to say, fantastic job you're doing, mate. Unbelievable.
Well, if he's not Natalie, I love you loads still. You'll still get a kiss from Uncle Webby. Believe that. He can say what he wants. I still
Got a
love
night
you.
out with Vicky planned anyway.
I still love you. That's for sure. Hey, and the kid, absolutely super, mate.
And Neil, Thursday night, I'm going to put you on the other team.
Oh, yeah.
All right? Just put it out there for you, mate.
Sorry, Neil.
So don't forget, I've got a couple more big interviews to do this week. I've got a big Geordie boy, and let me tell you something. This is going to be massive. He was going to come on my show in May, But if you remember, his grandson had a bit of food poisoning and he couldn't make it. I'm mega disappointed, but he's over this week. Going to see him on Thursday, and that will come out Friday, Saturday, Sunday over the weekend and what have you.
I'm not around for that one, am I?
No, that's just going to be me and him.
So
on
this is the one you said installs the fire alarm at St James's.
Yeah. You can't come with this one. That's,
Yeah.
believe me, because I'll be needing to put a fire. I'll be needing to put you out with something. I promise you, if he came with you, if he heard what you said, and he's going to be an absolute diamond. Believe me. So all I'm going to say, listen, if you like what you hear and you like what you see, please subscribe to Webby Sports Roundup. It's for free. It's as simple as that. So from Terry, from Mick, and from me, Webby, and we'll see you very, very soon. You take care. Thanks a lot, everybody. Bye for now. Have a good day.